When the Chicago Bulls re-signed Tre Jones, I thought it was a really good deal. But there's a fella out there that believes that the Chicago Bulls re-signing Tre Jones was their off-season mistake. Y'all know we gonna talk about it. And tonight we got Bulls basketball, and we ready to see Montes Buzelis and Noa Essengue. What to watch tonight for Noa Essengue? Y'all know we gonna talk about it all, break it down, but you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac gang.
That Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another daily episode over here. So if you're tuned in, locked in, and ready to talk Bulls basketball, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. My ladies, my gentlemen, my peoples, what's the word? Hey, look, when Tre Jones went out there and re-signed with the Chicago Bulls for $8 million per, me particularly, I thought it was a really good deal for the Chicago Bulls. But hey, there's a fella out there who's pretty much said that the Chicago Bulls have made an off-season mistake by re-signing my man's Trey Jones. This comes from Clutch Points, Cameron Zunkel. My man's went out there and said that the Chicago Bulls made a mistake re-signing Trey Jones, going on to say this, and this is lengthy, and y'all let me know. Is this fair? Or this just being absolutely petty when it comes to talking about the Chicago Bulls and Tre Jones? He said the problem with this deal is the money. Now it is nowhere near the highest paid player on the Bulls at the moment. However, he cannot be expected to repeat his production from last season. In fact, his times with the Bulls was his best since the 2022-23 season. In that year, Jones was much worse shooter and started losing his full-time starter spot the next year. Without the production from last season, signing Tre Jones to that contract seems to be a reach. The Bulls have not made many moves, but giving Tre Jones 3 years for $24 million is shaping up to be a worse move than trading Lonzo Ball. Fair or foul, bro? Complete pettiness, if you ask me. Complete pettiness. Look, I understand that a lot of people, especially Kara, they got the right to have their own opinion, but I'm just going to flat out and just let y'all know I vehemently, look, I know I probably butchered the word, but I absolutely disagree with it. I don't think it's an off-season mistake to go out there and bring in a Tre Jones. And I don't necessarily think it's a worse move than trading Lonzo Ball. You mean to tell me the same Lonzo Ball that only played 70 games for the Chicago Bulls during his time here? Look, and that's not to say that Lonzo Ball is a bad player, because I think Lonzo Ball is really, really good. But let's keep it a spade. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bing. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it G. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it honest. That's all I want us to do. Let's keep it honest. If we looking at my man's Lonzo Ball, there was a lot left on the table from Lonzo Ball's time here, and I'm going to just leave it at that and pretty much talk about Tre Jones. Tre Jones is the guy that has had starting experience, that did come over here with the Chicago Bulls and experience a little bit of pettiness from Bobby himself. Yes, that's me. I was being petty simply because I thought that should have been other guys, getting a little bit more time or a better look from the Chicago Bulls coaching staff, simply because I feel like guys like Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, you know what I'm saying? Those type of guys, we should be seeing what they could potentially do. But hey, they lost, you know what I'm saying, those minutes. Obviously, Dalen Terry started to get some respect and some trust built, between him and the coaching staff, at the latter part of the season, to where they relied on him a little bit more than expected. I'll keep that real. But one thing you cannot deny is, hey, Tre Jones, he came to the Chicago area, and for the system that we was playing with, hey, it fits him. And to pay somebody $8 million a year, that is not a bad deal. Now, if you want to call it a reach, I would have pretty much said that a reach would have been to give him 15, 20 mil, something along those lines. But you literally got this man for 8 million per year, 8 million per year, and you have team options in place of this deal. Like, what are we talking about here? I understand that you have, saying, some expectation of expecting this guy to go out there and be the starting guard for the Chicago Bulls, and that's simply just not happening. What about those games to where my man Tre Jones, the Chicago Bulls, was able to rely on this young man to go out there and do things defensively? He even hit some big time shots in the fourth quarter. He gave us a different type of style of play when he came in, especially on the defensive side. He was able to help the offense run the way that we wanted to run. And with this system, he fits the system well. The expectation is to go out there and sign Josh Giddey and let Tre Jones go out there and back him up. And then that's a good pairing for me. Nobody's asking Tre Jones to come off the bench and average 20, but can you come off the bench and give us, 10, 5, and 5, something along those lines? I think Tre Jones is very, very capable in that department. Now, he did go down with an injury to end his good time with the Chicago Bulls, but hey, he's here for a good time and he's here for a couple more years. So we gonna chalk that up as saying that's an off-season mistake. I'm just gonna absolutely disagree with that statement simply because I simply know that if they would have went out on the market to look for a similar guy, they definitely was paying over more than $8 million to another guard. And a lot of people, when the season was still going on before he ultimately ended his time with the Chicago Bulls, there was a lot of us in Bulls Nation having a discussion on, can he command upwards of 15, 18, $20 million per se? You know what I'm saying? And nah, they got him from $8 million. Let's just see if that works out. That's a low risk, high reward type of situation for the Chicago Bulls in my eyes. So to say it's an offseason mistake, baloney. Just call it baloney, ladies and gentlemen. That's just absolutely how I'm looking at it. It's absolute baloney to sit there and think that this was an off-season mistake. And it sounds like a little bit of pettiness coming from my man's Cameron. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sound like a little bit of pettiness, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. It is what it is, gang. And we paying him this $8 million. And I think he will be able to fit the bill. And I think he will be able to show us what he's truly, truly made of. He comes in, he's going to play in a system that fits him well. He's going to come in and be able to be a defensive beast like we seen him in during this short stint. Obviously, we're going to have to see him do it more consistently throughout an entire season. But I think that he did enough and impressed us enough and impressed the coaching staff enough to warrant $8 million. It is not a damn overpay. What's an overpay? Yes, yes, y'all know where I'm going with it, and we're gonna keep on going with it. Overpay is paying Patrick Williams $18 million. That's an overpay. Paying my man Tre Jones $8 million, $10 million less. Shit, that's a good deal for me. That's a good deal for me. But hey, we got Summer League coming up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And y'all know Shy Bulls podcast will be live. My man C Dub gonna be on the ones and twos. Bobby's gonna be on the nah, let me stop playing. But but hey, we gonna be live and ready, live and well. And we're gonna be collabing with my man's Drip over there on Chicago Bulls Central. So y'all make sure y'all lock in, tune in, and hit that bell so y'all know once that game tip off, we gonna be right here bringing y'all that fire. So y'all make sure y'all get ready because it's gonna be exciting times. It's gonna be Noa Essengue Summer League debut. We're gonna be watching him. We're gonna be watching another draft selection in Ubridge. And we're gonna see how these guys look next to my man's Montez Buzelis. But I gotta go in and I gotta let y'all know. I seen Derek Queen. He looks good. But let's pump the brakes. I seen my man's Danny Wolf. He looked good. But let's pump the brakes. I seen my man Jeremiah Fears. He looks good. But let's pump the brakes. I understand. Look, y'all, we excited for basketball, but let these young guys just come in, get some NBA experience, and then we can go out there and just say, very, very impressive. Here's some things that you got to work with. But I will say, let's take it with a grain of salt. I got to hold myself accountable. I got to hold myself accountable on this show, man. Look, hey, one time And I ain't even gonna try to pull nobody in with me by saying I know it was somebody out there at Bulls Nation. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I remember one year we seen Marko Simonovic in game 1 of Summer League. He went crazy. I'm like, C-Dub, put some respect on his name. C-Dub was like, bro, can he play another Summer League game? Can he play another Summer League game? The next Summer League game, Marko Simonovic let me die. So let's take a time. Take summer league with a great assault. There are a number of NBA players that did not have good summer leagues and turned out to be something totally different once the NBA season rolled around. But one thing I'm watching with this Noa Essengue kid, Uber's kid, is what are the potentials could they bring to our Chicago Bulls? What potentially can they bring to the Chicago Bulls? Are they going to be able to slide those feet? Are they going to be minutes on the defensive side? How are they going to use their offensive games? Where are we going to be able to be like, I know Essengue, I see that you need to work on X, Y, and Z. I see that you can definitely bring the Chicago Bulls some good stuff in transition. I see this, I see that, but no need to overreact tonight. But I'm going to be interested to see how Noa Essengue, how aggressive he is, how smooth will the game look in a Chicago Bulls uniform. How can he get up and down in transition? When he's in ISO mode, how does that necessarily look? If the shot clock is running down and you got 6, 7, 8 seconds left, Noa Essengue, you got the ball in your hands. What you got for me, big dog? Do you got a nice handle? I need to see it. I need to see it on the NBA floor. I know he played professionally overseas in Germany. Can he bring some of that fire that he left in the playoffs over there in Germany to now Summer League with the Chicago Bulls? I'm interested to see on the defensive side, can this be a deadly defensive duo of big wings? You know, black folk, we don't eat big wings though. But if we want to watch the wings on Chicago Bulls, we will settle for that. Now, I ain't going to hold you now. I ain't going to hold you now. We'll watch that and be like, hey, if you think that you're going to get past Monsters and Noa Essengue ain't going to come clean up on the weak side, you tweaking. Or vice versa. If you think you're going to blow by Noa Essengue and Monsters ain't going to clean up on the defensive side, you tweaking. I'm interested to see those things. But again, we are going to take it with a grain of salt. That's how we're going to take this. My man's Noa Essengue has been in summer league challenging other players, taking on the task of guarding Montes Buzelis, showing up early, embracing the city of Chicago. So let's just go out there, see what this young kid can do. Don't place any crazy expectations of him. Obviously, you don't want him to go out there and be dumpster juice or somebody. Hey, I'm still at it. I heard somebody say you don't want him to be ass juice and a half. I'm still at it. Somebody said it, so I'm still at it. You don't want him to be ass juice and a half. So, hey, Noa Essengue, just go out there and have a good sound basketball game, my brother. You already tall, 18 years old, and he believes he can grow even more. What? Hold on now. Man, 6'10". How tall you want to be, my boy? That's it. But, hey, I'm interested to see what this kid can absolutely do for the Chicago Bulls because they already know there's going to be some overreactors that's going to say, oh, my God, Derek Queen in game 1 did this, this, and this. And Noa Essengue went out there and did something less than that. So the Chicago Bulls are absolutely idiots. Pump the brakes. Let's allow this young kids to get their legs up under them, and let's wait until we get into actual basketball before we go out there and castigate these, you know what I'm saying, young players to the degree. Let's wait a little bit, but let's also see if we can get some good things to come out of this game for the young fella to see what he could potentially bring, because I'm watching lob dunks. I'm seeing my little small 5'8" point guard putting on for the short people. Power to you, my Asian brother. You know what I'm saying? Power to you putting on for the short folks. So, hey, we trying to see if he can get a couple lobs out there. We trying to see if he can get a couple blocks out there. We try to see if he can go out there and get a couple block, you know what I'm saying, a couple put back opportunities and yam it on somebody's head. I seen Cooper Flag the other knife and destroy somebody in Summer League. It is Summer League, though. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. But make sure y'all locked in, tuned in, and ready to talk Bulls basketball after the game. And definitely get ready for that daily episode that follows on Saturday. It's going to be very, very interesting to say the least. And we definitely going to be right here turning up, tuning in, and ready to rock. So we appreciate y'all, man. But that is it for today's episode. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and that support has been tremendous. Tremendous. More new things coming on the way for Shy Bulls podcast for sure. We know we got some old people on the intro. We got to make some changes, but just be patient. You won't be seeing some of those people anymore. You will be seeing more people that are a part of the team as we get closer and closer to greatest time of the year, where we have football and basketball at the same damn time, like my man's Future said. But hey, I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red, and y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.